Good day everyone. Today I will be discussing to you the properties of parallelogram. Let's start with the first property. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. So let us use this parallelogram ABCD. So our opposite sides here are AB and opposite to it is CD. We also have AD and BC. Now, following our property number 1, they are congruent. So, opposite sides are congruent. So, we can say that AB is congruent to CD. And AD is congruent to BC. Okay, that is our property number 1. To further understand, let's have our problem number 1 or example number 1. Let's say we have in parallelogram QRST, QT is equal to 5x centimeters and RS is equal to 2x plus 15 centimeters. Find the length of RS. Now, to visualize, let's illustrate first. So we have parallelogram and we have QRST. Okay, QRST. If you write your parallelogram like this one, QRST, that is wrong. Because all the consecutive vertices must be in proper position. So QRST. Okay? Now, QT. So QT is 5x cm. And RS is 2x plus 15 centimeters. Find the length of segment RS. Now, property number 1 states that opposite sides are congruent. So we know that QT is congruent to RS. Now, solve for x. QT is 5x is equal to 2x plus 15. Addition property of equality. So 5x, move positive 2 from the right going to left. So that will become negative 2x is equal to, just copy 15. 5x minus 2x, that is 3x is equal to 15. Now divide by 3. So x is equal to 15 divided by 3, that is 5. Since we have a value for x now, we're going to find RS. Segment RS, that is 2x plus 15. All you need to do is to substitute the value of x, that is 5. So 2 times 5 plus 15. 2 times 5, that is 10 plus 15. That will give us 25. The unit is cm, so we need to write cm. Segment RS is 25 centimeters. Now let us proceed to our example number 2 and number 3. Now let us proceed to example number 2 and number 3. Number 2, quadrilateral pqrs is a parallelogram. Find the value of x and the length of QR. So we have here TQRS, the parallelogram TQRS, and the given length of each side. Now, this is a parallelogram. Property number 1, opposite sides are congruent. So we know that QR is congruent to TS. Okay. Now substitute the given. QR is 3x plus 8 is equal to 6x minus 13. Now, solve for x. We have 3x minus 6x is equal to negative 13 minus 8. Now, 3x minus 6x, that is negative 3x, is equal to negative 13 minus 8, that is negative 21. Finally, to get the value of x, we need to divide by negative 3. Negative 3. So, x will be negative 21 divided by negative 3, that is positive 7. Okay, positive 7. Now, we can get the value for QR. So, QR, in our given, that is 3x plus 8. Now, we have a value of our unknown x. So, we have 3 times 7 plus 8. Now, 3 times 7, 7, 14, 21, plus 8. That will give us 29, our unit cm. So, QR or segment QR is equal to 29 cm. Now, example number 3. So, we have our given parallelogram ABCD, and we have the corresponding sides and their given. We're going to find A the y, B A the x, B y, C segment BC, and D segment AB. Now let's start with x. So we know that opposite sides are equal, so we can say that AB is equal to or congruent to CD. CD. Then substitute the given. 2x plus 2 is equal to 3x minus 7. Now solve for x. So if you want to move positive 2x to the left, so copy 3x, move positive 2x, that will become negative 2x. Now we have copy 2, move negative 7, that will become positive 7. So 9 is equal to x, or x is equal to 9. Okay. Now we have the value for x, which is 9. Now solve for y. So we know that BC is congruent to AD. Okay? The value of BC is 2y plus 2. That is equal to AD 3y minus 11. Now again, 2 move, that will become positive 11 is equal to 3y minus 2y. 2 plus 11, that is 13, is equal to y. Okay, since we have values for x and y, we can now get BC. So BC is 2y plus 2. Just substitute 2 times our y is 13 plus 2. So we have 2 times 13, 26 plus 2. BC is 28. Okay, 28 units. While AB is 2x plus 2. So 2 times our x is 9 plus 2. So 18 plus 2, 20 units. So the value of segment AB is 20 units. So that is our property number 1. Opposite sides of parallelogram are congruent. Now our second property. Opposite angles of parallelogram are congruent. So to illustrate, let us use this parallelogram ABCD. We know that the opposite angles. Now let's have our property number 2. Opposite angles of parallelogram are congruent. So to illustrate, let us use this parallelogram ABCD. We know that A is opposite to C. B is opposite to D. Therefore, angle A is congruent. Angle A is congruent to angle C. And angle B is congruent to angle D. So that is our property number 2 of our parallelogram. Opposite angles of parallelogram are congruent. Now let's have our first example. In parallelogram HIJK, measure angle 1 is equal to 4x plus 8 degrees and measure angle K is equal to 6x minus 12 degrees. Find the measure of angle 1, angle I, and angle K. Now, illustrate our parallelogram. So we have, okay, H, I, J, K. Now, measure angle I, this is I, is 4x plus 8. I is 4x plus 8 degrees, and our K is 6x minus 12 degrees. Now, following our property number 2, I, or angle I, is congruent to angle K. Now, given for angle I is 4x plus 8 is equal to angle K, 6x minus 12. Now, we need to find x. So, finding x, so 4x minus 6x is equal to negative 12 minus 8. Now, 4x minus 6x, that is negative 2x, is equal to negative 12 minus 8, that is negative 20. So, we need to divide by negative 2. X now is equal to negative 20 divided by negative 2, positive 10. Find the measure of angle I and angle K. So, measure of angle I is equal to 4x plus 8. Now we have 4 times x is 10. We need to substitute plus 8. So 4 times 10, that is 40 plus 8. We now have 48 degrees for our angle I. And for angle K, 6 times 10, x is 10, minus 12. So 60 minus 12 is equal to 48 degrees. Okay. Angle I is equal to 48. Angle K is equal to 48 degrees. And that proves our property number 2. Opposite angles are congruent. Now let's have our example number 2. We have parallelogram OPQR. Angle P measures 3x. Angle Q measures 96. Angle R measures 84. And angle O measures y plus 42. We're going to find x, y, measure angle O, and measure angle P. Let's start with letter A. We're going to find x. We know that property number 2 states that opposite angles are congruent. So angle P is congruent to angle R. So angle P, substitute, that is 3x, is equal to angle R. Sorry for this, angle R is 84. Divide by 3. So x is equal to 84 divided by 3. So we have 2, 6, 24, so 8. 24 divided by 3, that is 8, 16, 24, so 3, 28. Our value for x now is 28. Now, we're going to find y. Next, angle O is congruent to angle Q. Angle O is y plus 42. Substitute is equal to 96. So y is equal to 96 minus 42. 96 minus 42 is 54. Okay. Y is equal to 54. This is A, B. Now letter C, measure angle O. In our given, angle O is Y plus 42. Now our Y, just substitute, Y is 54 plus 42, that is 96 degrees. So measure angle O is 96 degrees. And letter D, measure angle P, that is 3x. So 3 times our x is 28. So 3 times 28, that is 84. So measure angle P is 84. Now to verify using our property number 2, angle O is 96 and angle Q is 96. Opposite angles are congruent. Angle P is 84, angle R is 84. They are the same. That proves our property number 2. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Now let's have our third property of parallelogram. Consecutive angles of parallelogram are supplementary. When we say supplementary, the two pair of angles is equal to 180 degrees. So let's say we have our parallelogram A, B, C, and D. So the consecutive angles are A and B. So measure of angle A plus measure of angle B, that is equal to 180 degrees. Another angles are B and C. So measure of angle B plus measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees. We also have angle C and angle D. Measure of angle C plus measure of angle D, that is equal to 180 degrees. And measure of angle A plus measure of angle D, that is equal to 180 degrees. So that is the supplementary angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. So they are equal to 180 degrees. Now let's have our example number 1. Quadrilateral WXYZ is a parallelogram. What is the measures of angle W and angle Z? So we have the given. We know that in our property number 3, if we're going to add the measure of angle W plus the measure of angle Z, that is equal to 180 degrees. Now, substitute our given. So W is 5x plus 20 plus measure of angle Z is 3x is equal to 180. 5x plus 3x, that is 8x plus 20 is equal to 180. Now we have 8x is equal to 180 minus 20. Now 8x is equal to 180 minus 120, that is 160. So we have 8x is equal to 160. To find x, we need to divide by 8. So x is equal to 160 divided by 8. That will give us 20. Since we have value for x now, so just substitute measure angle W is equal to 5x plus 20. So 5 times our x is 20 plus 20. 5 times 20, that is 100 plus 20, 120 degrees. Okay. Measure angle W is 120 degrees. Now measure angle Z is equal to 3x. So 3 times Our x is 20. 3 times 20, that is 60 degrees. To check our property number 3, there's some, since angle W and angle Z are consecutive angles in our parallelogram, their sum must be equal to 180. So 120 plus 60, that is 180 degrees. So that is our property number 3. Consecutive angles of parallelogram are supplementary. Now let's have our example number 2. Given the parallelogram KLMN and the measure of angle L is 4x plus 13, for angle M is 3x plus 6, for angle N is 4y minus 15, and for angle K is y plus 45. We're going to apply our property number 3, consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary, to find x, y, and measure angle K, measure angle L, M, and N. Let's start with the measure of angle X. So letter A. To find X, we know that applying our property number 3, if we're going to add the consecutive angles, measure angle L plus measure angle M, their sum is 180 degrees. So measure angle L is 4x plus 13 plus measure angle M is 3x plus 6 is equal to 180 degrees. Now 4x plus 3x, that is 7x, plus 13 plus 6, that is 19, is equal to 180. Now we have 7x is equal to 180 minus 19. So 7x is equal to 180 minus 19 is 161. Now divide 161 divided by 7. 161 divided by 7. So we have 2 times 7, 14. Subtract 21. So 21 divided by 7, we have 3. So 7, 14, 21, 23. So divide by 7, x is equal to 23. Okay, x is equal to 23. Next, after finding x, proceed in letter B, solve for y. Again, applying our property number 3, measure angle K plus measure angle N, that is equal to 180 degrees. K, y plus 45 plus angle N is 4y minus 15 is equal to 180. Now, combine like terms, y plus 4y, that is 5y, 45 minus 15, that is positive 30, is equal to 180. 5y is equal to 180 minus 30. 5y is equal to 180 minus 30, 150. So divide by 5, y is equal to 150 divided by 5, that is 30. Okay. Since we have now values for x and y, we can now get the following angle measures. For angle K, measure angle K, that is equal to y plus 45. So substitute, our y is 30 plus 45. 30 plus 45, that is 75 degrees. Next, measure angle L. L is 4x plus 13. 4x plus 13. 4 times x is 23 plus 13. So we have 4 times 23. So that is 92 plus 13. 92 plus 13 is 105 degrees. Okay, 105 degrees. And now, you can use our property number 2. The opposite angles are congruent. Or if you want, just substitute again using our desired given. So, measure angle M is equal to 3x plus 6. So, we have 3 times x is 23 plus 6. So, we have 3 times 23, that is 69 plus, am I correct? 69 plus 6, that is 75 degrees. And last, measure angle N. So, measure angle N is equal to 4y minus 15. So, we have 4 times 30 minus 15. 4 times 30, that is 120 minus 15, 105 degrees. So 105. Now, this is 75. Angle L is 105. Angle M is 75. Then angle N is 105. So to check, consecutive angles is equal to 180 degrees. So 105 plus 75, 180. 75 plus 105, 180. And we can also use the property number 2. Opposite angles are equal. So 75 is equal to 75. 105 is equal to 105. So that is the property number 3. Consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Now let us proceed to property number 4. Property number 4, a diagonal of a parallelogram divides the parallelogram into 2 congruent triangles. So, to illustrate, let's have this parallelogram ABCD. So, if we're going to draw our diagonal, let's say BD, diagonal BD, it will divide the parallelogram into 2 congruent triangles. So, your task, given the parallelogram ABCD with diagonal ABCD with diagonal, we're going to use that BD. With diagonal BD. We're going to prove that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CDB. So triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CDB. We're going to use the 2-column proof, the statement, and the reasons. So of course, in our proving, in our statement and reason, write all first the given. So our given, parallelogram ABCD, parallelogram ABCD with diagonal BD. Okay, that is our reason given. Second, we can say that since the given is a parallelogram, so opposite angles, now we're going to use the sides. Opposite sides are congruent. So BD, side BD is congruent to side AD. Okay. And side AB is congruent to side CD. That is our property number 1. Opposite sides of parallelogram, okay, parallelogram are congruent. Okay. Now, our third statement, we know that BD is equal to BD. So if we're going to split the two triangles, we can say that BD is congruent to BD. That is according to our reflexive property of congruence. Reflexive property of congruence, your lesson when you were in grade 8. And last, we can now conclude that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CDB. That is using the SSS congruence postulate. Okay. And we're now done in proving diagonals of a parallelogram divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. That is our property number 4. Now let's have our property number 5. The diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. That means if we have our parallelogram ABCD and we have diagonals AC and BD. So, following our property number 5, AE is congruent to CE and BE is congruent to DE. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. To understand, let's have our example number 1. We have quadrilateral GHIJ. GHIJ is a parallelogram. Find the length of HK and GI. Okay. So diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So we have here KJ, which 5 centimeters. HK also measures 5 centimeters because the two lengths are equal. So HK is 5 cm. Now we're looking for GI. GI. So 8 plus 8. So GI is 8 plus 8. 16 cm. So that is our property number 5. Let's have our second example. Now example number 2 under our 5th property. We have our given parallelogram ABCD and diagonals BD and AC. And we have the following measurement. We're going to find number 1 X and Y, number 2 AE and AC, number 3 BE and BD. Let's start with number 1. We're going to find X and Y. So we know that diagonals bisect each other. So 2x plus 11, that is equal to 5x plus 2. Solve for x. So we have 2x minus 5x is equal to 2 minus 11. So 2x minus 5x, that is negative 3x, is equal to 2 minus 11, negative 9. Now divide by negative 3. Our x is positive 3. Okay. Next, to find y, diagonals bisect each other. So we have 3y plus 2 is equal to 4y minus 3. Solve for y, 3y minus 4y is equal to negative 3 minus 2. 3y minus 4y, that is negative y, is equal to negative 5. So y is equal to positive 5. Next, find AE. AE is 2x plus 11. Now substitute the value of x. So 2 times 3 plus 11. 2 times 3, that is 6 plus 11. So we have 17. Now we have AC. We know that AC is twice AE. Twice AE. So we just need to multiply. 2 times AE is 17. That is 34. Number 3. BE. BE is 3y plus 2. So 3 times our y is 5 plus 2. So we have 3y. 3 times 5, we have 15 plus 2, so 17. And BD is twice BE. So 2 times 17, that is 34. So that is our property number 5. Thank you for watching Senior Pablo TV.